Broncos 3-0. Some bad news, though. Receiver K.J. Hamler tore his ACL on Sunday, out for the season. Jerry Jeudy suffered an ankle sprain back in week 1. He's been out. And I'm impressed with the Broncos generally. I will stipulate, because it's undeniable, that the Broncos' 3 opponents so far this year are a combined 0-9. But 3 of those losses have come against the Broncos. In past years, those teams wouldn't be 0-9 because one or more of them or all of them would have beaten the Broncos. So these are still NFL teams. They have not been relegated to some lower level of the sport. Yes, it's the Giants, Jaguars, and Jets, but still card-carrying members of the National Football League. The Broncos have won each of the 3 games. They have not been close. The Jaguars game, I think they screwed around with them a little bit longer than they should have. But yesterday was domination, 26-0, home opener. Broncos fans, something to be happy about. Now, it all changes starting now. Ravens at Steelers, which won't be easy, even though the Steelers kind of stink right now. The Raiders at the Browns. So the next 4 games, we're going to learn a lot about the Broncos. They could be 3-4 when we're doing this show 4 weeks from now, Charean. Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Or they could be 7-0.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be 7-0, though. I would bet 3-4 before I bet 7-0.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. And I tweeted that last night because all the Broncos players were coming out and saying, hey, Teddy needs respect. He's 3-0. He's a better quarterback than you think he is. And I said, with all due respect, the teams you've played are 0-9. And if he wins the next 4 games, I guarantee you we'll be talking about Teddy and giving him the respect he deserves, because he will be in the MVP conversation if they can go start the season 7-0, Mike, with the next 4 teams on their schedule. That's tough. 8-4. Those teams have a combined record. Pittsburgh, obviously, with the worst record of those 4 teams. But that's a tough stretch of games for the Broncos. But you're right in that I don't think in past years, the last 2 or 3 years, that the Broncos would have come out even this stretch with bad teams 3-0. And they've managed to do that. And they've managed to do that despite some pretty significant injuries. I mean, you talked about the 2 guys, but, you know, Bradley Chubb and Dalton Reisner is now hurt, and Graham Glasgow's now hurt, and Josie Jewell's out for the year, and Ronald Darby's hurt. So they've had a string of injuries here and been able to overcome those. That's something past Broncos teams perhaps wouldn't have been able to do.
One of the things I firmly believe about the NFL is that if you are a team that is trying to establish yourself and you get the cupcakes on your schedule early and you get some wins early, that can lead to more confidence, which can lead to more performances that lead to more confidence, which can lead to more performances that lead to more confidence, and it can snowball. I remember the 1999 Rams, the greatest show-offs on turf. You go back and look at their schedule and how good those teams that they played were that year. They had, relatively speaking, a cupcake schedule. And what did they do? They went out and they started winning and winning and winning and winning, and they got more and more confident in that offense, and it snowballed. So it's good for the Broncos to have these 3 cupcakes early. You get them late, who cares? You get them now, you have a chance to make guys believe in themselves, and that can spill over, and that can be that thing that provides the difference for those 3 or 4 plays, that handful of plays that unfolds in a given game that determines victory or defeat. You guys believe now because you're 3-0. That's a huge difference than if you come out 0-3 or 1-2, Charean.
And, Mike, there certainly is something to be said of learning how to win. I do think that's a real thing, that you have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to close out teams. Coaches have to learn how to win, all of that. And you're right, when you get those wins, it does start to snowball. There does start to be a momentum. We know how to win. We've done it. We've shut out a team now. We're really good on defense. And whether they are or aren't, sometimes it doesn't matter. If they believe they are, they can do some things perhaps that they wouldn't have been able to do before the season started or after a loss or 2. So they do have momentum now. They have learned how to win, something they haven't done in past years. Now they need to try to, even if they go 2-2 in this stretch, Mike, I'll be impressed with the Broncos.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.